Designing Organization Structure, a Summary Discussion.
Organizing is the deployment of organizational resources to achieve strategic goals. Organizing is important because it follows the management function of planning. Planning and strategy define what to do. Organizing defines how to do and who to do it. Organization structure is a tool that managers use to harness resources for getting things accomplished. The deployment of resources is reflected in the organization's division of labor into specific departments and jobs, formal lines of authority, and mechanisms for coordinating diverse organizational tasks. Organizing the vertical structure. Organization structure is defined as the set of formal tasks assigned to individuals and departments, formal reporting relationships, including lines of authority, decision responsibility, a number of hierarchical levels and span of managers' control, and the design of systems to ensure effective coordination of employees across departments. Organizing the vertical structure. The set of formal tasks and formal reporting relationships provide a framework for vertical control of the organization. The characteristics of vertical structure are portrayed in the organization chart, which is the visual representation of an organization's structure. Work specialization, or division of labor, is the degree to which organizational tasks are subdivided into separate jobs. When work specialization is extensive, employees specialize in a single task. Jobs tend to be small, but they can be performed efficiently. The chain of command is an unbroken line of authority that links all employees in an organization and shows who reports to whom. The concept of chain of command. Unity of command means that each employee is held accountable to only one supervisor. The scalar principle refers to a clearly defined line of authority in the organization that includes all employees. Authority is the formal and legitimate right of a manager to make decisions, issue orders, and allocate resources to achieve organizationally desired outcomes. Authority is vested in organizational positions, not people. Authority flows down the vertical hierarchy. Authority is accepted by subordinates. Responsibility is the duty to perform the task or activity as assigned. Accountability means that the people with authority and responsibility are subject to reporting and justifying task outcomes to those above them in the chain of command. Delegation is the process that managers use to transfer authority and responsibility to positions below them in the hierarchy. Line authority means that people in management positions have the formal authority to direct and control immediate subordinates. Staff authority is narrower and includes the right to advise, recommend, and counsel in the staff specialist area of expertise. The span of management is the number of employees reporting to a supervisor. Sometimes called the span of control, this characteristic of organizational structure determines how closely a supervisor can monitor subordinates. The average span of control used in an organization determines whether the structure is tall or flat. A tall structure has an overall narrow span and more hierarchical levels. A flat structure has a wide span, is horizontally dispersed, and has fewer hierarchical levels. Centralization and decentralization pertain to the hierarchical level at which decisions are made. Centralization means that decision authority is located at the top of the organization. With decentralization, decision authority is pushed downward to lower organizational levels. Greater change and uncertainty in the environment are usually associated with decentralization. The amount of centralization or decentralization should fit the firm's strategy. In times of crisis or risk of company failure, authority may be centralized at the top. Departmentalization is the basis for grouping positions into departments and departments into the total organization. Functional versus divisional departmentalization. Functional structure is the grouping of positions into departments based on similar skills, expertise, work activities, and resource use. A functional structure can be thought of as departmentalization by organizational resources because each type of functional activity, such as research and development, finance, manufacturing, marketing, accounting, human resources, and engineering, represents specific resources for performing the organization's tasks. People and facilities representing a common organizational resource are grouped together into a single department. Divisional structure occurs when departments are grouped together based on similar organizational outputs. In the divisional structure, divisions are created as self-contained units for producing a single product. Each functional department resource needed to produce the product is assigned to one division. For example, in a functional structure, all engineers are grouped together and work on all products, whereas in a divisional structure, separate engineering departments are established within each division. Each department is smaller and focuses on a single product line. Departments are duplicated across product lines. Grouping company activities by geographic region or customer group is an alternative for assigning divisional responsibility. In this structure, all functions in a specific country or region report to the same division manager. The structure focuses company activities on local market conditions. Competitive advantage comes from the selling of a product adapted to a given country or region. The matrix approach combines aspects of both functional and divisional structures simultaneously in the same part of the organization. The matrix has dual lines of authority. The functional hierarchy of authority runs vertically, providing traditional control within functional departments. The divisional hierarchy runs horizontally, providing coordination across departments. The matrix structure supports a formal chain of command for both the functional, which is the vertical, and divisional, which is the horizontal relationships. The dual lines of authority make the matrix structure unique. The success of the matrix structure depends on the abilities of people in key matrix roles. Two boss employees report to two supervisors simultaneously and must resolve conflicting demands from the matrix bosses. The matrix boss in the product or functional boss who is responsible for one side of the matrix. The top leader oversees both the product and functional chains of command and is responsible for the entire matrix. The team approach is probably the most widespread trend in departmentalization. Managers can delegate authority, push responsibility to lower levels, and be more flexible and responsive in the competitive global environment. Cross-functional teams consist of employees from various functional departments responsible to meet as a team and resolve mutual problems. Team members report to their functional departments but also to the team. These teams provide needed horizontal coordination to complement existing functional or divisional structures. Permanent teams are groups of employees brought together in a way similar to a formal department. Emphasis is on horizontal communication and information sharing because representatives from all functions coordinate to complete a specific task. Authority is pushed down to lower levels, and frontline employees are given the freedom to make decisions and act on their own. With a team-based structure, the entire organization is made up of horizontal teams that coordinate their work and work directly with customers to accomplish the organization's goals. Interactions among multifunctional teams is represented in this diagram. The clusters represent different teams. Large figures within the clusters represent team leaders. Smaller figures may represent sub-team leaders. Still smaller figures represent staffs or workers. The lines represent the lines of communication among teams, representing the proper lines of communication among team members. Each team member must follow protocol and respect the lines of communication in matters about the business. Virtual network approach. The virtual network structure means that the firm subcontracts most of its major functions to separate companies and coordinates their activities from a small organization at headquarters. Outsourcing, which means looking for outside sources to serve certain activities, has become a significant trend. Partnerships, alliances, and other collaborative forms are now a leading approach to accomplishing strategic goals. The organization may be viewed as a central hub surrounded by a network of outsider specialists. Services such as accounting are outsourced to separate organizations that are connected electronically to the central office. Network computer systems, collaborative software, and the Internet enable organizations to exchange data and information rapidly and seamlessly. Networks allow a company to concentrate on what it does best and contract out other activities to companies with distinctive competence in those areas. These are the advantages and disadvantages of the different structural approaches. You may pause this video so that you can read each of them. Organizing for horizontal coordination. As organizations grow and evolve, new positions and departments are added to deal with factors in the external environment or with new strategic needs, and senior managers must find a way to tie departments together. Coordination refers to adjusting and synchronizing the diverse activities among different individuals and departments. Collaboration means a joint effort between people from two or more departments to produce outcomes that meet a common goal or shared purpose and that are typically greater than what could be achieved working alone. Re-engineering refers to the radical redesign of business processes to achieve dramatic improvements in cost, quality, service, and speed. Task forces, teams, and project management. A task force is a temporary team or committee designed to solve a problem involving several departments. In addition to creating task forces, companies also set up cross-functional teams to further horizontal coordination. A project manager is responsible for coordinating the activities of several departments for the completion of a specific project. A distinctive feature of a project manager is that the person is not a member of one of the departments being coordinated. Project managers need excellent people skills. They use expertise and persuasion to achieve coordination among various departments. Relational coordination is frequent, timely, problem-solving communication carried out through employee relationships of shared goals, shared knowledge, and mutual respect, which is part of the very fabric and culture of the organization. Vertical hierarchies continue to thrive because they provide important benefits for organizations. Some degree of vertical hierarchy is often needed to organize a large number of people so they can effectively accomplish complex tasks within a coherent framework. Business performance is strongly influenced by how well the company's structure is aligned with its strategic intent and the needs of the environment. Managers strive to pick strategies that are congruent, or in other words, aligned with each other.